Although most of Napoleon Hill's writings on self-development dates back to the 1930s, his ideas are still a primary reference for many self-development experts today. This is due to the uniqueness of the ideas that Napoleon presented in his most famous books Think and Grow Rich and the book The Golden Rules of Napoleon Hill, which consists of 12 lessons in life and self-development, which we will discuss in this summary. The Golden Rules by Napoleon Hill. According to Napoleon Hill, we can all create the life we want simply by using the power of our thoughts. One of the methods of thinking that are emphasized by Napoleon Hill is the self-motivation technique, which allows the individual to determine how he or she will develop by feeding their mind with a set of inspiring ideas and images. For example, Napoleon Hill had a regular habit of training his mind by imagining himself in imaginary meetings with famous and inspiring historical figures such as Abraham Lincoln, Socrates, and Aristotle. During these imaginary meetings, the writer focused on certain characteristics of these people that he hoped he would have in himself, such as wisdom, spirit of cooperation, and courage in decision-making. One of the lessons that the writer learned from the self-motivation technique was his ability to overcome his fear of public speaking by focusing on the qualities of successful speakers throughout history. Until he became one of the most famous speakers in the United States at that time and received an award after the speech that he gave in 1920 at a conference held in Pittsburgh, USA. Bit to remember: you can change your life and reach your desired success by harnessing the power of self-motivation and thinking. When it comes to creating great ideas, people face two main obstacles. The first is to develop the idea, and the second is to convince others of the value of this idea, which is the biggest obstacle in most cases. Therefore, the skill of persuading others is one of the most important and difficult skills that a person can acquire. Napoleon Hill takes us in the chapters of the play Julius Caesar by the famous writer William Shakespeare, to explain to us that the best way to persuade anyone is to stand on his side and support his ideas. During Julius Caesar's funeral in the play, one of his generals named Mark Antony was trying to influence the audience to see his good friend Julius Caesar as a great man. This was a great challenge for Mark Antony, because the first person that talked to the people in the funeral was Brutus, who is the man who killed Caesar, and he began talking to the audience with an impassioned speech in which he portrayed Julius Caesar as the evil Caesar. Once Brutus' speech was over, Mark Antony started talking, and instead of attacking Brutus' speech, Mark Antony began praising Brutus and insisting that everyone should forget Julius Caesar. By this way, Mark Antony was able to attract the audience very quickly. Afterwards, Mark Antony's speech included new ideas, such as praising Caesar's accomplishments towards Rome during his reign, and that he had bequeathed his entire fortune to the people of Rome. Therefore, Mark Antony's praise of Brutus began to turn from a real one to sarcastic one. He eventually convinced the people that what Brutus did is despicable when he killed Julius Caesar, until they ended up condemning Brutus and banishing him from Rome. Bit to remember: gaining the confidence of others and being able to convince them of your ideas is one of the most important keys to success. There are two techniques of motivation: positive motivation and negative motivation. Positive motivation comes by focusing on good qualities and positive good deeds and constructive criticism. As for negative motivation, it is represented in hurtful criticism and sometimes insult. If you want to improve your employees' work performance, you need to use positive motivation techniques and not negative ones. Napoleon Hill tells the story of a manager who never criticized his employees. Instead, he would walk around the offices and greet each worker and praise their outstanding work. And to emphasize positive motivation, he always made a hidden suggestion that they could do better if they put in more effort. One day, this manager had to deal with an employee whose productivity declined over a period of weeks. The manager realized that criticizing him for declining productivity would only frustrate him. So instead, He went to talk to the employee and told him that he was impressed with how his work had improved and that he was an excellent example for other employees. As a result, the employee's productivity increased by 25% during the same day. On the other hand, the power of positive motivation may improve your health as well. The writer tells the story of a doctor who managed to convince patients that their health was improving. As a result, many patients suffering from diseases such as pneumonia were convinced of his positive words and began to recover. But to remember, positive motivation is one of the most important means of improving performance in the field of work, and it has good effects on physical health as well. It is not an accident that students who attend the best schools tend to become successful scientists, politicians, and doctors. The surrounding environment has a significant impact on the formation of the individual's personality, skills, and way of thinking as well. Whether you realize it or not, you are always affected by your environment, because what you are exposed to on a daily basis affects your thoughts, and therefore your thoughts play a huge role in determining what happens in your life. Therefore, you should carefully choose the right environment that will help you achieve the goals you have set for yourself. If you're hoping to be a CEO of a big company, it makes sense to live near successful businessmen, or at least spend time in the places they go to and communicate in. The best environment for you is the one with people who share your goals in social life or in your career, and avoid being around people with negative or defeatist thoughts. When you define what you want to achieve, capture every detail of what your supporting environment would look like. Once you have that image in your mind, go out and start looking for it. But to remember, in order to achieve your goals in life, fill your surrounding environment with positive influences and positive people, and stay away from anything that is negative.